Hello and welcome back to Wellbeing Wednesday Tip of the Week. Now, for those who have heard about Action for Happiness, you will know that this month's theme was Altruistic August. Altruism is basically the selfless concern for the well-being of others, i.e. you want to help just because you want to help, rather than because you feel obligated to. The fundamental message behind this theme is that if we want happiness, actually, instead of focusing on our own happiness, we should focus our attention and our actions on the happiness of another. Positive psychology has shown time and time again that caring about another person's happiness is an important ingredient to attain our own. And doesn't that make happiness far more attainable? Therefore, today we're going to look at the power of giving, and also why sometimes altruism is actually not a great thing to do. In his book, Altruism, Buddhist monk Matthieu Ricard talks about the concept of psychological economics. Basically, giving and being altruistic may cost us in terms of money, time, effort, but actually the psychological gain we get, i.e. in terms of connection, a feeling of meaning, or the positive emotions associated with giving, actually give us a win-win situation. And there is science backing this. Neuroscientists have found that when we give to someone, when we help someone, the pleasure centers in our brain start responding the same way as if we were receiving something wonderful. Now, you may be thinking, is it truly altruistic if I'm getting a psychological gain from it? Well, I think so, yes. You can't stop that psychological gain from happening. It's a natural human thing. It's empathy, it's connection. We will always get some form of psychological gain. As long as you're doing it with no ill intention and not because you're feeling obligated to, then you can feel good about doing good. I run a monthly Action for Happiness group, and a really good point that was raised is sometimes it's not a good idea to be altruistic. Sometimes when you try and help, it can actually be disempowering for someone. Sometimes people need to learn how to help themselves. Sometimes being kind is about being there to support someone, but not do for them. Another point is, if you're always the person giving, there may be someone that's always the person taking. Your health and your happiness always must be the priority. As cheesy as it is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So make sure you're taking care of yourself as a priority, that you're filling your own cup before you're going out and supporting others. That said, there are some nice things you can do if you'd like to take some altruistic acts this month. Some Action for Happiness recommended are pay a compliment to someone, but not just any compliment, something really specific to them that will feel really personal. Maybe pay for the coffee in the queue for someone behind you. How about you leave a little sticky note on a vending machine, pay for the next person to have their chocolate bar, or something along those lines, a way of paying forward and then encouraging the next person to pay it back. There are so many little things you can do, but remember, always put your own health and well-being first. And once your cup is full, you can pour from the wonderful overflow. Keep in mind, it doesn't always have to be huge acts of kindness. It could be as simple as ringing a friend, checking in on them because they're feeling anxious or lonely. It doesn't have to cost a lot of time. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Being able to show compassion to another will be so powerful for both of you. But remember, show compassion for yourself first. Well, that's it from me. Hope you have a wonderful week. As always, subscribe, plenty more videos to come where we look at how you can think, feel and act in a way that allows you to get the most out of this life. See you next week.